Haumutaku Yepi. The banks below the University of Minnesota, along Wakpatonka, the Mississippi River, were once used as a meeting place. Canoes would come from all along the river to hold ceremonies, trade, and talk with other members of the Ocheti Shakowin. Further down the river is Badote, the place of origin of the Dakota people. Hundreds of years before the genocide against the native communities across this land began, the waters of Wakpatonka were clean. Those meeting along its banks could drink its water and eat fish taken from it. However, now, after hundreds of years of continuous ecocide, Wakpatonka is unsafe to drink from. The colonizers' capitalist industries, farming practices, and dirty energy production have left this grand river poisoned, meaning not even fish taken from its waters are safe to eat. This problem is not isolated to only Wakpatonka. Waters across Badeota and all of Minnesota are quickly being added to the list of those unsafe to drink or fish from. 2 years ago, the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency declared the waters of the St. Croix as impaired between Stillwater and Taylor Falls. The damage done by factories, pesticides, landfills, and other pollutants is spreading year upon year. One of the reasons for this ongoing damage is the capitalist disassociation to nature brought here by the European settlers, which continue to be taught in our classrooms. When our relatives of the land are treated and taught as simply resources for industry, the world around us becomes almost inanimate, making us uncaring. Because if you respect something, it becomes much harder to damage it.
Modern education in America supports this ongoing environmental destruction by promoting this Western way of thinking, that nature is an externality that needs to be respected. This attitude is not only found in school, but also in other kinds of education as well, such as the kinds of hunting education courses that are required before one can obtain their hunting license. In a survey of Indigenous students, many noted that their science teachers would not call rocks or water alive, even though the elders in their community would. Fortunately, there exists research into other ways of teaching science. In a study authored by Megan Bang, who is a professor of learning sciences at Northwestern University, she experimented with an alternative, place-driven, problem-based science curriculum for students. One of the activities included in the curriculum was Remaking a Relative, which involved meeting with a plant daily and making observations about its health, growth, anatomy, and soil. Another activity included in the curriculum was helping clear a buckthorn, an invasive species, from oak trees in a forest preserve. As a result of this curriculum, students felt more connected to the land. They felt that they could learn science just by going out and observing nature. They felt that they could learn science through their ancestors. Most importantly, students ended up being more connected to the land.
Through the introduction of industrialization in America, humans have lost the connection to nature that was once there. Because of this loss, there needs to be a transition of mindset to eliminate this existing dishonor. Ongoing change to our existing education system to learn on the land instead of in a classroom is one step. However, one immediate step we could take in the process of decolonizing the land is through teaching of the use of renewable energies such as wind turbines and solar panels. Unfortunately, the disassociation from the land caused by capitalism has resulted in a situation where people don't feel the urgent need to abandon fossil fuel energies. In order to stimulate such a drastic change, we must completely change the predominant Western cultural attitude towards the environment. As we know, children are very adept at learning new things from adults, so the more we as a society can prove that the current ways are wrong, the more the youth will follow. The more we can teach the younger generations of the importance and time necessity that exists, a better understanding of the uses of renewable energy will become clear. The importance of switching to renewable energy is becoming ever so more prevalent because of the effects that are happening on the planet. And by teaching the youth the importance of the land and using education as a way to focus the ideas of our society, we can help switch from these pre-existing damaging ways to the sustainable and decolonized lifestyle.